conversation will rule the nation on face-to-face basis when we blast off. It's real on the dance floor, on the turf of the court. Yeah, we here for the sport, so take your mask off so I can hear your ass talk. Let me hear you explain. Hold the thoughts on your brain. Is your ass smart? Spit facts and real talk. I need that shit from the street that make you think real deep and take a long walk. This podcast is telling it with my man J Defense and Skizzo Blizzo.
What it do, family? Back at it. Y'all see what it is, man. Mask and Cover Podcast. JAYDFENCE. J Defense in the house.
You know it, your boy Hollywood Skiz. New brand on, y'all see it. Money Round Boxing. But anyway, like I always say, like, subscribe. Like I said it before, we got the views. More subscriptions, man. It's just as easy, man. Please, help us out. We're trying to grow. Help y'all grow.
Great point. My apologies for jumping in there a little bit, but I was so eager, man. Like, if y'all seen the podcast with my man Howard, Hassan, Sanford, y'all know what it is about. But now we about to get into another part of him, man. Like, he was so active with the HVAC and the community. Now you about to find out more about how he has Money Round Boxing popping off. It's a different ball game with them with this. Let me pass the mic, man. Who we got in the house, man? Say it again for the people, man. And then what you got going on with Money Round Boxing?
My name's Hassan Talib, formerly Howard Sanford. And, you know, we started Money Round. I started thinking of the concept of Money Round Boxing back in 2013. And me being a former amateur fighter myself, I was 63-4, by the way, in Tennessee. Never went pro.
At 5 years old, like how?
I started at the age of 9 in the Golden Gloves.
That's when your neighbor knocked you out in the backyard.
Just because your daddy had gloves don't mean that you
get knocked out like your daddy.
No, so literally, like you mean like you was really a part of Golden. Like,
I was really part of Golden Gloves as an amateur.
How young?
Most of down south. They start as early as 6, man.
No, continue. My fault.
Yeah, so, 9 years old, Golden Gloves. Okay.
Yeah. So you know, being in the South and growing up in the projects like that, that's all you could do. You had to make your own toys and fight.
Right.
So we joined the Golden. Most of the kids in the neighborhood was part of the Golden Gloves, and and my father was a fighter as well. He was a pro fighter. He had like maybe 10 pro fights. He was 10-0.
What was your father's name? Let the people know in case they want to Google.
Howard Sanford Sr.
Howard Sanford Sr.
Yes.
Okay.
Fight name was Smokey, out of Knoxville, Tennessee.
Not Smokey the Band.
Smokey.
Not Smokey from Friday. So.
Yeah, he was fighting, and I don't know if you ever remember. He was a heavyweight. Didn't go that far. He was in the same camp with Big John Tate, who fought Michael Weaver.
Ooh, yeah.
Wow,
so they had the same trainer.
Okay.
Yeah, wow. They had the same trainer.
Okay.
It's just that, my father was more into the street and didn't take it seriously, but he could have went on and been a great fighter. But he was a great trainer too. So, boxing has been in my blood. Most of my cousins, the males in my family, are into it. And the ones that are not boxing, they were into, maybe street fighting or karate or something. So arts was always our game down south. So fast forward, I started to see how, just like education, I started to see how boxing is bottleneck, where you have a certain amount of cream of the crop fighters on top of the bottle, and then you have this wide span of fighters trying to make it up through the top. But what is the obstacle? You have trainers and promoters who are taking advantage of them, right? Mm-hmm. You got fighters who are working 2 and 3 jobs just so he can go out and fight a 12 round and get
professional fighters
$2,000, and then he's got to go back and work his second job. So they do that to fill the card up, okay? Mm-hmm. And then they lock these fighters in where they can't go and fight anywhere else. Mm-hmm. So even if he starts to make a name for himself, all the sponsorship money that comes in that's supposed to be for him goes to the promoter, right? So it's more like a pimp game, okay? So me being who I am about education and trying to uplift people and get them out of generational poverty, I says, well, you know, everybody is not going to come and take HVAC. Everyone may not even like wanting to learn a mathematical engineering equation, mm-hmm. right? So why not take the fighters who actually love what they do and just put them on a different platform? So
just to interrupt, in case y'all don't know, go watch the podcast with him speaking about his HVAC systems and his programs with that. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
They might be watching this one out there.
Right.
Okay.
And what I wanted to create was a platform that these fighters could launch from that would not put them at a disadvantage, right? So the concept is beautiful. What are the problems with fighting in boxing? Fights are too long. Yep. Most of them are rigged. You have an A fighter and you have a B fighter, what they call the A side and the B side. Right. So the A side is already, he's guaranteed more money than the B side, and he's guaranteed that he'll win because he's fighting a fighter that is less caliber of what he is, right? So I says, okay, you know what? We're going to get rid of that. Fights are too long. We're going to get rid of that, right? And then you got to wait till like 11:30, 12 o'clock at night to watch a main event. Well, we're going to get rid of that, right? So when I came up with the model, I says, how can I make it more interesting, right? And this is where we are very unique. So how about not aside, along with them getting their regular contract, now we're going to put some incentive inside of it. We're going to let them fight for bonuses. So why not at the touch of gloves they get paid? Right at the sound of the bell. Come out, touch gloves. We're going to guarantee. Now you got to understand, this is a platform that we're going to build bigger than the UFC. We're going to take over boxing.
Okay. Because you hear yourself right now?
I hear myself. Okay. And I hope Dana White hears me.
Okay. I hope y'all hear him.
Because I'm coming for him, because they cannot deal with the tech or the fight model that we have put together. It's not just me. I got the concept, but then I was able to go out and build a team. So the technology part, the fighting model, and then we had to come up with the value proposition. And that is the circle. So that logo that you're wearing on your shirt, Money Round Boxing.
Money Round Boxing.
That is the main tool. That is the main core of the game. And let me explain how it works. So let's say you two are about to have a fight.
Yeah.
Right? So at the touch of gloves, I'm going to... Now, this is aside from your guaranteed purse. You're already guaranteed a purse. Mm-hmm. I'm going to come in and I'm going to add more money to it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to add more money to it. So at the touch of gloves, I'm going to give you $500. I'm going to give him $500, and I'm going to give you $500.
At the touch of a glove.
At the touch of gloves.
On top of our purse.
On top of your purse. Okay. Now for the first round. That round is worth $1,000, right? 80-20 split. If you win that first round, 80 goes to you, 20 goes to him. Okay. Second round, 80-20 split. $1,000 all the way up to the sixth round, according to what the commissioner says, right? So if the commissioner say, hey, well, you got to do at least an 8-round fight, then we do an 8-round fight. Because we still got to abide by the WBO rules, right? So let's just say all the way up to the 8th round, the 7th round, and then the 8th round is worth $2,500, 80-20 split. But let's just say you come in and knock him out first round, you get 100% of all the rounds going forward. Okay? Now, the money round
from the past.
Like if he knock you out first round, he gets 100% of round 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the final round, that's the money round. So the final round of every fight that we do is always the money round. The reason why there's more money in there, because that logo is a 10-foot circumference circle. You fight in the middle of that circle. Now you can run around the ring and do whatever you want, but the money is in the middle at that final round. So we incentivize that, right? So not only is the money round worth, let's just say $2,500.
Yeah.
If you knock him out in that last round, you get an additional $2,500.
Are you deducted if you're outside of that circle?
The thing
So
is,
I knock you out outside of the
Oh
circle?
no, as long as you knock somebody out.
if you knock him out, you still just get the money round.
Yeah.
But you're gonna get the bonus is in the middle at the final round. So the final round doesn't apply. The final bonus money doesn't apply until the final round.
And that fight is in the middle of the ring. With
So
his,
the last round is worth, let's say, $2,500, regardless, because the previous rounds are $1,000 per round. So that last round is $2,500.
okay.
Now, within that last round, let's say you knock him out, you're still gonna get the $2,500. But if you stay in the middle, because we got a camera in the air, right?
That's what I'm saying.
We have a camera, so we are able to judge that. So then you have your regular WBO and WBC judges, and then we go to the camera. See, and the reason how we determine who wins the rounds, when I was doing the demonstration in front of the WBO down in Florida, because I didn't want to make this outside of boxing, I had to write it in a way where I was able to get it in under the radar, right, without them saying no. So they said, well, how do you determine who's going to win? I said, you are, the judges. So when we did our first fight in 2018, this is the fight that Roy Jones helped us with.
Right.
Okay, along with Winky Wright. Winky Wright was actually a commentator at my fight.
Right.
So, and I told the judge in the beginning, I says, look, what you're going to do is, when judges judge the round, just tell us who won the round. That's how we determine the 80-20 split, right? Because we couldn't go outside of the boxing rules because they would have vetoed it and said, no, you can't do that, right? At the last round, now we're at the last round. So one of the referees says, well, how do you determine who stays in the middle? I said, we got a camera in the air. That's our money round camera.
That was my question.
Right. So if he stays outside the ring, even though you knocked him and you in the middle,
Right.
you get that extra
That's what I was
$2,500.
saying. What if it's
So if we knock him out, but you standing around, so if you leaning against the rope, you knock somebody out against the rope, and then you run into the middle of the ring. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's a discrepancy.
The thing is that if you look at most of the fights, right? Like, go to YouTube and look at the war between Tommy Hearns and Marvin Hagler. It's still considered the best first round fight ever in history.
Crazy.
Fact.
The best trilogy.
Right.
Mickey Ward, Arturo Gatti. Okay? Best trilogy fight. Where were they? In the middle. They were right in the middle. That's what we're bringing back, the excitement. And the reason why the fights are not as long. We don't want to go up to 12 rounds. The most rounds we'll do is 8. Right? And then let's say if he loses, right?
You gotta start saying if he loses.
Or if he
You probably already know. But before you get too far, you have to help me understand this concept.
Okay, yeah.
The last round is the money round, the big money round.
That's the money round.
If you're not in the middle of this logo where it goes down at, are you deducted any points or any money? Like say my opponent is running, and I have to engage and catch him near the ropes outside of this.
You still get the bonus money regardless if you knock him out.
So what's the benefit of knocking him out inside the logo? There's no benefit. It's the same amount of money.
The benefit of knocking him out inside the logo is where you get the extra bonus money at.
I don't if it's outside the logo.
Let's say if you're running, you don't.
Okay.
You still get the money round,
I get you, but it's an additional bonus.
You just don't get the knockout bonus. You
okay.
still get the money round bonus, but you don't get the because it's designed to draw your opponent
into the middle because he could be down rounds, and this is the money. This is what he needs to redeem himself in the last round.
Exactly.
So he could have about knocked out every round and made it to the last round. His only benefit is to come into the middle. I get
and you could be whooping him for the whole. He could actually lose the fight.
Got you.
But actually win the money round.
Man,
so you see the incentive?
Yeah, that's what I said. That's a great incentive to make everybody.
That's a lot of money making in boxing. Who's helping you fund this?
Sponsors.
And who are your sponsors so far?
We got Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness.
Okay. And we got a few vitamin companies that are coming on board.
Okay.
So as it grows, so you got to remember the NFL functions off of sponsorship money. Okay. That's how the NFL is funded.
Right. That's a lot. That's almost.
But you said UFC and Dana White or what have you, if you're attacking that market.
Well, I'm going after to save the. See, we put this. Tommy Hearns is involved with this too.
I was going to get to that, but go ahead.
He's involved. I got Roy involved. I got a few other. I'm working on Mike. Okay. I'm working because Mike is in the position.
Jordan?
No, Mike Tyson. Because he's in a position where he wants to do something for these young fighters because he was taken advantage of by Don King.
Financially involved or vocally involved?
Commentators or help market. All I don't need not one dime from Mike.
Right, exactly.
I just need his presence.
Neither one of the names you just named, long as they're part of it, and they're endorsing money round boxing.
Well, Roy helped us with our first fight, and he helped market the first fight. He let us simulcast the event through his Facebook page, which was huge.
Oh, yeah.
When was that?
He's got over
5 years ago, 10 years ago.
It was 2018.
Okay, just so people know.
And then before that, I had went to Detroit, and I went on the radio station with Tommy Hearns, and he was helping me market.
Tell the people how they can see the 2018 clips.
It's the clip. If you can go to YouTube, type in Money Round Boxing. And it's a 1 minute sizzle reel, but you can actually go to Facebook, go to our Facebook page, the Money Round Boxing League Facebook page, and you can actually see the entire 6-hour fight event.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
The entire event.
Okay.
Trust me, you'll be intrigued.
So it's a 6-hour fight event.
Yeah.
And now, is that the only one?
That's the only one we did.
Okay.
Because what we did was, when we came back, because it cost money to do it.
Yes.
Because we did that one out of pocket.
Fact.
And then we kept working. And now I said to my partner, I says, look, we got to add something that's going to be more value. Now, that fight pattern is patented. I got my patent in 2016.
Get out of here.
Yeah, that's patent.
That's big.
And not only did I patent it for boxing, I patented it for karate. I patented it for
wrestling.
For wrestling, we did fencing.
Yeah.
I patented around fencing.
Defense.
I patented around taekwondo, kickboxing.
Man.
Because
your vision was beyond what you want this could become.
Yeah, because what you want to do is you want to build barriers around what your actual core is, because you don't want no one coming near it. Right? Because there's going to be a lot of copycats coming. So you have to patent it around. So everything that I could think of, from wrestling to jiu-jitsu to anything that had a physical sport to basketball, I wrote it around all of that. It took us a long time to do that.
Very smart, because, stop me if I'm wrong, if you just patent it towards boxing, someone else come in and get the rest of it.
Wrestling.
You out next year. You'll be gone.
They can come in and get it for, kickboxing.
There you go.
So I had to write it. It cost a lot of money to do that, but we did it.
There we go. Teaching them the system.
That's right.
Man.
The system.
That's the way they keep us down. But
You know what I'm saying?
and more importantly, people don't understand. Dana White was laughed at.
Yeah. They didn't even believe it would work.
He had a story, and what he tried to preach and teach on. We're not going to promote him until he's on our show. But
Right.
along the lines of, you have to have that belief, that system, but more importantly, the path, and see it through.
Yes.
So obviously, it seems like you're already on that path. So like now, you did one show. I'm sorry if you wanted to go, but I was going to just ask this one question.
No.
You did the one show in 2018. Obviously, funding is a big part of that. So, what's the next steps? 2022. Do you have sponsors lined up? Do you have intrigue? Is this something that's going to fall by the wayside?
No.
What do you think?
No, never fall by the wayside, inshallah. But 2023 is going to be big for us. We are in negotiations now with doing the next fight at New Balance.
Right.
Okay.
There we go. Wow.
And,
New Balance is on board somewhat.
And once,
Okay.
and with the hope of we do this first event, we do this second event successfully with them, it's within the hope that they can basically become a part of it. Because when we had a meeting with them about 6 weeks ago, they want to scale the brand. Okay.
Right.
Nike owns football and basketball, right? Mm-hmm. And during the meeting, he had mentioned to me, he said, well, we want to go after...
You said he.
The CEO of
New Balance.
New Balance. So he says...
You know that. They don't know that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. That
So
makes
he
sense.
says, well, Hassan, we want to go after 1% of share of the market for basketball. I said, that ship has sailed. I said, well, what is that one share worth? He said, $284 million. I said, yeah, but you're going to spend $5 billion to get there.
Right.
You're going to have to spend a lot of money in marketing
Right. Just
to get
one-
New
yeah.
Balance into the NBA.
Right.
Because that's sold up. You see what happened to Under Armour? They went after Steph Curry. They got him. They gave him 7% of the company. Shares went up, right? Then they went right
Profit
back
went
down.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it's not, it doesn't have the audience that Nike has.
Right.
Adidas.
Michael Jordan still makes $2 billion a year just off of
the
Nike.
sneakers,
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? Because he got a share of Nike, right?
Right.
So I says, so what you need is a different strategy.
Right.
Okay? It's like when you have you have these corporate giants, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason why they don't pay attention to little guys like me, because they never look down. Because they're too big.
Well,
See, but me, I can see all the holes. They can't. Because I'm looking up.
right.
There's a hole here. We're going to fill that. We're going to fill this hole. We're going to fill that hole.
Right.
Right? Look what happened to Blockbuster. Netflix took them out of business.
No, huh?
Okay, no more late fees. Now you can just go on the web and just order whatever you want. Oh, matter of fact, let's give them a $9.99 subscription and they can order whatever movie they want.
But the way you said that what's going to change the dynamic? It's always that. Those big boys are sitting up top. They don't see the bottom. So again, they're damn near die on a sword before they sit up here and say, I acknowledge that somebody's telling me this is the new route to go. Right? So we all agree with that scenario. That's how
And
that
what-
works. So what was different? Like, why would New Balance, like you said, New Balance is telling you that they're trying to get a part more of the sneaker company or whatever you with the NBA. So they don't typically spend time or energy on somebody that's
And
trying to show them the new route.
And they never will. Because that's just the way they are. This is how companies get taken out. We developed a sensor along with some students. I had the idea, but I needed them to come in, and some students we got from MIT. And we developed a sensor that actually goes inside the glove that can detect the human hydration level of the body. So now your fighter can be in the ring, and not only can we license this to other sporting industries, but wouldn't you like to know the hydration level of your body right now? How hydrated you are? That's the type of technology we're bringing with Money Round.
Hey man, this Hey, good luck, man. This is great, man. If it works, it seems like it's gonna work out. It seems like the sponsorship is there, the personality is there. Like, how can you lose with Roy Jones and Winky Wright and maybe Mike Tyson and maybe Tommy Hearns? Like, you can't lose with that.
And it's also and it's for the masses of fighters. It's also to get those fighters who can't get to the top.
Also, let them know who else is promoting Mask Uncovered. Let them know we are part of this too.
You're gonna have a podcast right at the show. Thank you. That was something that I had talked to Skiz about in the beginning, and like I said, it's all about sharing the platform and uplifting each other. Man.
And we'll definitely be doing everything we can to support you. So before you get out of here, what do you want to tell the people?
Money Round Boxing.
Make sure you give your website, how they can get in contact with you.
You can go to www.moneyroundboxing.com. You can actually, if you're a fighter, you can actually sign up, and we will reach out to you within 30 days. We're located in Quincy, Mass. That's where the headquarters is. And we're actually going to have the first ever boxing combine before the next event.
Big thing.
Yeah.
Get knocked out like your daddy used to.
Yo, but definitely, man, like, y'all stay tuned, man. We love having individuals like this. Subscribe, support not only Mask Uncovered Podcast, but obviously Money Round Boxing. Thank you for being a part of this. And y'all stay tuned, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, man.